All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out the Rich CELENZA show. So, what I'm going to talk about in this podcast, or what I may even call it, is if you want to lose weight, learn how to say no. The quicker you learn how to say no, the better off you're going to be. Now, I get a lot of times in life, people are always like, hey, to experience things, you got to say yes. It's all about the yes, right? I get that. I like that. There's no question most people are saying no when they should be yes a lot of times, especially when doing certain things. They I call it being paralyzed. They're afraid to go out and try new things, experiment. I'm all about that. And a lot of that is saying yes. But when it comes to this podcast, I want you to think no, especially when it comes to losing weight, because I heard this years ago, actually, from Julia Roberts, of all people. I used to be a filmmaker, and I used to watch all these different interviews, and one of the things they always asked her is, how did you keep your figure? Especially when making films, because a lot of it is sitting around and not doing as much as you think. Well, you could be reading your lines or getting prepared or be in makeup or wardrobe and all these things, but they have craft services. And my family is still in that industry. So even when I'm in Chicago, I was able to go there, and some craft services, they have a ton of food there at all times. Good or bad? A lot bad. A lot is bad, but it's delicious. Even donuts and sweets and everything. They cater, especially to if it's a big budget film or a big budget television show. And actually the last one I went to was, I think, the day before Thanksgiving on a show, Chicago Fire. And they were also filming Empire. So my cousins work there. My aunt cuts hair there. My other cousins paint there. So I went there. What's funny is I went there and they wanted to show me the set of Empire. I went in the nightclub and then they didn't know we were in there and they locked us in and shut all the lights. It was hysterical. But I was there for a big gathering for the show for Thanksgiving. It was like a whatever Thanksgiving break. So they had all different turkey and all this stuff, I think. Yeah. But anyways, back to saying no. The trick, the bottom line is, if you really want to lose weight and you're overeating or you have no control over your portions, we've got to start learning how to say no. And it could be as simple as saying, you're eating a meal. Do I have to have seconds? Do I have to have thirds? A lot of times we're being convinced by others to eat more food. And I understand that's a form of giving. And I did a podcast, Don't Let Your Parents or Your Grandparents Make You Obese. Now, I don't mean that in a bad way, but I grew up in an Italian household where it was all about consuming a lot of food. And the more you consumed, the healthier you were. And the heavier you were, to a certain degree, not obese like huge, which some were. Some family members are, they overeat. If you're chunky or you're thick or whatever, that's healthy, right? When a lot of times it is not healthy. It's like an ongoing joke, especially with Italians. It's like you see these memes or these other things related, photos and videos about how much Italians eat. Yeah, we do eat a lot. There's no question about that. But you got to be aware to what that's leading to. Are you going to have a goddamn heart disease? Are you becoming obese? But if you can just learn to say no. Now, when I say no, that doesn't mean you can't eat what you want. I'm not saying that at all. And I'm not here to tell you to get on any diet. If that's what you want to do, you're more than welcome to do that. I take a realistic approach because I really believe, for the most part, most of us, the way we were brought up, the foods we eat, we love. It's a huge part of our culture and who we are. We're not just going to toss that aside and take on some bullshit Miami Beach diet. I'm just saying, or Atkins, or... And listen, I even was around, I spent a month with Weight Watchers people, and I get there, they're trying to help people with their food and selling it and all that, and they need to make money and they want to help people get healthy. But how long are you going to really be buying those type of foods from Weight Watchers or other groups the rest of your life? Probably not. You're not going to, most likely. Maybe some, but most are going to go back to what they love. And again, it's about saying no, but again, it's not no entirely, right? If you want a cheeseburger, I'll even start rock bottom. Get a single. You don't need a double. I'm just saying, right? Just think about this. You love tacos or whatever. You don't have to have 5 or 10 or whatever the hell you're eating. Eat a couple. And it could be as simple as, even, again, when filling up that plate, you just having one plate of whatever the hell you're eating, and that's it. Do you need an appetizer a lot of times if you're trying to lose weight? No. And if you order with other groups of people, do you have to eat it? No, they can eat it. How about, dessert? Do you really need dessert? And how's this? If you order dessert, how about just taking a little bit of it? Why do you have to complete the entire dessert? You got to look at these things and just learning to say no when it comes to, like, too much eating, and I've been there. Oh my God. I was the opposite. Instead of no, I was always like, yes, more, more, more. And I had an identity of always eating because I wanted to be huge, which was quite fun for a long time until I almost felt like I was going to have a heart attack. But anytime I'd go to anyone's house, family members, especially in Chicago, I'd walk in the door, they'd be like, pizza. I'd be like, of course. Hey, we're going for beefs. Wonderful. Hey, pick up, if I got a cell phone, hey, pick up this, pick up that, pick up subs. Pick up burgers, pick up pasta, pick up clams, pick up, whatever the hell it is. If I'd get there, they'd be cooking. We knew you were coming. Let's eat. It was all about eating, and it worked as far as me getting bigger and just consuming that much food. But again, I talk about this on my podcast. It went from good to bad. And that's what may have happened with you. And I had to learn to say no, even to myself now. I work out to try to offset it, but believe me, a lot of times I want to eat twice that, what I'm eating. And I did a podcast previously. I don't know if you heard it. It's really about portion control and learning to eat. If you're overweight and you're way overweight, just cut your portions in half. Start simple. Don't get crazy and have to do all these different types of things. I don't even care if you work out or not. But if you most likely cut your portions in half, I can assure you, you're going to lose weight. Now, if you're not, you might want to go to the doctors because something may be wrong. But if you're overweight and you're only consuming a certain amount, of food and you're keeping that same lifestyle, you may not lose a ton of weight very quickly, but you should lose weight after a certain amount of time. But I'm telling you right here, it's all the little bullshit you're not saying no to. Here, you want some cookies? Somebody brings in, say in the office, they bring donuts. Say you have a half a donut or you just have one. You don't need to go back for 2 or 3. And if someone's like, hey, we got donuts, we got ice cream, or we got all this shit. I don't care what it is, even late at night. If you're married or in a relationship or not, they're eating chips, you're grabbing the chips, right? Maybe just even consuming too many calories within drinking. You only need maybe 1 glass of wine at night. Why are you doing 2 or 3? If you're doing that to get buzzed, that's one thing. But if you think about it, a lot of things, again, you're consuming liquid-wise is putting those calories on you. Do you need a big glass of milk if you're, having milk? Or can you just have a smaller one? Same with a vanilla latte. I fight this. I like bigger drinks. But like even cappuccinos, I can get away with a small one and then just drink water and kind of get my fix. But, yeah, definitely think about these things and just learn to say no to other people. I know sometimes it's hurtful, especially if you're around a lot of family members or friends. You're at their house or you go out to dinner and they keep wanting to order more food and they want to split it with you. And again, it could be chips and salsa. It starts off there, and then before you know it, they're always trying to add on more things to your dish. Maybe just having rice or just bean. And I'm going to wrap it up with this. When I go to Chipotle, a lot of times, I like that joint. And they're loading me up. A lot of times tell people to back off. But because a lot of people, I think that when they're ordering foods or something, they need these huge portions. You don't. I think you think you're getting ripped off if you're not getting a huge portion. So I don't care if I get a bowl or burrito. I tell them almost on everything, with the exception of chicken, is the light sour cream, light on the tomatoes, except the lettuce and guac. I let them do, but I don't care if it's the corn. Light on the, so it doesn't overly, get huge because it's massive at the end. And I almost have a stomach ache when I just kind of cut it back. And that can be you too. You like pasta? Get it as a little small, a smaller portion of it. You don't have to go huge. I'm just telling you, same with rice. If you love rice, again, just downsize that portion. Slowly but surely, you're going to lose weight and learn to just say no. If somebody's like, again, here, we're doing this, that, forget it. I'm done. No. Wrap it up. All right. Man, what time is it on this one? Jesus Christ. Not too bad. Oh, that went way longer than I thought. Sorry about that. I've been trying to keep these short. If you got any questions or comments, please hit me up. I love helping people in any way I can. And losing weight and gaining weight is something very dear to my heart because I've done both of them. And I can still do them very well even at my age. And believe me, I have problems with portion control a lot of times, especially if it's something I like a beef sandwich, say from Chicago, and they just opened one in Orlando, Florida, Portillo's. If I get a small beef, I feel like an asshole. I need the big beef. But then again, I eat the big beef and I complain I have a stomach ache. So the other day, I learned to go smaller. I just said, no, go smaller. And that helps. And next time I may go big too, but at least I'm cutting back here and there. All right. So if you want to know more about what I do, I try to help consult men regarding confidence and losing, gaining weight, wardrobe, hygiene, fitness, things in that nature, you could go to masteringselfconfidence.com or richcelenza.com. All right? Or email me, rich@richcelenza.com. Take care, and I wish you nothing but the best.